Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe on the way in the door, my people. I hope you all are having a truly fantastic day today on this Fanboy Friday. Fanboys, as usual, we do not care how your day is going. You see the title of the video. So, Darvin Ham is expected to be fired this week. And I got this because I was watching an episode of The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. And they were saying that sources said that he could be fired as early as tomorrow. And it kind of got me thinking, you know, what will this be? The fourth coach for the Lakers since LeBron has been there? It got me thinking that, you know, in 1998, The Last Dance, when Jerry Krause was insistent upon getting rid of Phil Jackson, and Michael Jordan said, Phil leaves, I leave. If Phil leaves, I'm gone. And he did just that. Now, so for a minute, let's talk about this whole coach thing, the whole notion that Phil Jackson was such a fantastic coach and LeBron James never had that, according to you fanboys. But here's my thing about that. When Phil Jackson became the coach of the Chicago Bulls, I think it was the 89 season, I believe. End of the 89 season, something like that. When Phil Jackson became coach of the Chicago Bulls, he was not a championship coach. But what actually made him a championship coach is not just having the GOAT on his team. But what really made it all work is the fact that the GOAT, Michael Jordan, put his faith in the coach, put his trust in the coach. Therefore, the rest of the team put their full trust in the coach. That's what made it work. If you can only imagine if Michael Jordan would have been combative with Phil Jackson didn't trust the triangle offense, didn't trust the notion that maybe he needs to score a little bit less and pass a little bit more, then we don't have the 6-0 Chicago Bulls. Again, my thing about coaching is I think it's less about the strategy and more about getting the team to buy into whatever it is you decide to run. But it starts with your star player. One more thing I want to bring up. When Jordan played for the Wizards, and he got Doug Collins as his coach. Michael Jordan had just come off having a bad game, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard this story. Is out there on YouTube. And they were on the bus, and Michael Jordan said something to the effect that in order to be my coach, you have to still believe in me. And so what we can take from this is that the coach has to believe in his star player, and vice versa, the star player has to believe in the coach. That's what makes it work. Michael Jordan was the GOAT for many reasons, and among one of those reasons is he was coachable. Fanboys, he was coachable. He put his trust in Phil Jackson. Again, he didn't have to do that. They surely didn't win a championship Phil's first year there. And again, with Doug Collins, they were getting better and better each year. So there is no reason to believe that they wouldn't have broke through with Doug Collins. But what made it work is Michael Jordan was coachable. And he said, hey, look, I understand my job as a leader is to also follow the coach. And so let's get to LeBron James. Let's get to the false king, the fake GOAT, the fainting GOAT. And you fanboys. So here's a time where LeBron James could step in and say, hey, if Darvin Ham goes, I go. Because after all, Darvin Ham did get you to the conference finals. Darvin Ham did get you that ridiculous in-season tournament that you guys were popping champagne and insisting upon hanging a banner for. He did do those things for you. But yet, the minute any trouble comes along, it's time to get rid of Darvin Ham. Well, let me say this. First of all, I think for Darvin Ham, this would be the best possible thing for him. Now, mind you, hopefully he can, he gets another coaching job. But again, to me, this couldn't work from the beginning because Darvin Ham is signed to Clutch Sports. How can you lead someone when you're signed to their company? To a player who you're supposed to be leading, you're signed to his company. That doesn't even work. Again, when you just listen to Darvin Ham in press conferences, he does not sound like a man who has control of his team. He sounds like a guy walking on eggshells. Again, the documentary called Wired saying inside look at Coach LeBron or whatever. So again, how could Darvin Ham be held responsible when he clearly doesn't actually have real control of the team? Now, here we go. LeBron James is definitely a politician. And what I mean by that is, I believe like anyone who likes basketball, who studies basketball, especially for a player, I would believe, you probably grew up watching your favorite stars. We all know LeBron James grew up watching Michael Jordan, watching some of these different players. And you hear them say things that make sense. You hear them say things that are very insightful. Now, LeBron James, to me, when I hear him talk, he says the politically correct thing at times that he's heard other players say and he knows is the right thing to say. But however, he doesn't put these things into action. LeBron James, whenever I hear him talk, he never sounds insightful himself. He doesn't sound like a player who really knows what he's talking about. Let's just go ahead and say it. LeBron James doesn't sound like a player who knows what he's talking about, who confidently knows how to lead a team to victory. And there's no way he could know that. There's no way he could know it because he took shortcuts his whole career. When you listen to Michael Jordan talk, all you got to do is listen to him talk, and you can tell here is a guy who can get you to where you're going. First of all, let me say this. I have never heard, or I should say this, I have only heard of LeBron James having conflict with the various coaches he's had. I've heard stories about him having conflict with every coach he's had. Fanboys, your king, every coach he's had. There was even, I was watching a podcast, I can't remember who it was, but they were talking about the conflict between LeBron James and Eric Spoelstra. You know, Eric Spoelstra, the reason that LeBron James has 2 championships in Miami. Because we all saw if it was up to LeBron James in 2011, if it was just up to LeBron James, Miami would have been a complete and utter failure. But yeah, we hear of all these conflict with the coaches. This is the problem. It's not the coaches. It's the fact that LeBron James is a horrible leader, and partly why he's a horrible leader is because he's a horrible follower. And I think part of the reason that he's a horrible follower is because he has the need to get all of the credit. He has the need to get all of the credit. He wants to be seen as the guy who, oh my goodness, LeBron James, past first player. Hey, but he's also the greatest scorer too because he has a scoring record. Oh, and by the way, inside look at Coach LeBron. Don't miss the documentary Wired that shows how LeBron James usurps the power from Darvin Ham at practices. He wants all of the credit. This is why he's a terrible follower and at the same time, a terrible leader. Great leaders are great followers. Michael Jordan understood that. He understood that with Phil Jackson. He understood that for the sake of the team, that it is important that everybody follows the chain of command. Fanboys, you guys are ridiculous. Like, I am positive that not one LeBron James fanboy can lead you to anywhere you want to go. I am positive that not, hey, you guys have been awfully quiet. Now, I'm going to need you guys. I know your king just got gentleman swept. I know you're probably in pain, and we are all probably don't care. But I'm going to need you guys to not be front runners like your king, not just get on here when things are going good. Get on here and address this stuff. Your king is a terrible leader because he's a terrible follower. Why have we heard of all the stories of LeBron James having conflict with all of his coaches? There hasn't been one coach that I can think of. And furthermore, LeBron James hasn't himself come out and talk about the importance of following the coach like Michael Jordan has on several occasions. Michael Jordan says so many insightful things as it pertains to team success. Not only just about following Phil Jackson as a coach, but again, I did a video on this a few months back, but even talking about Michael Jordan defense, and he talked about him and Scottie and Ron and how he felt that it was their job to protect the weaker players. In other words, the players who weren't as strong on defense, he felt like it was their job, the stronger defenders, to help cover that. When LeBron James, if somebody's man beats them, LeBron James would just look like, dude, what did you do? You're making me look bad. You're not helping me win. I'm not going to help you out if your man beats you. I'm just going to stand here and look stupid and look at you and make a scene. Again, LeBron James does not have a great team concept of how to win. You can tell by the way he talks. Michael Jordan said it was our job to help the weaker defenders. Here's something for you fanboys. Do you know that a lot of teams would not even run plays on the side of the court that Michael Jordan was on? Because that's how much of a tenacious defender he was. That's how much of a help defender he was. That's how much he was not only worried about guarding his man, but also looking out, like he said, for the weaker players who they may try to take advantage of because they weren't as strong on defense. That is someone who understands what it takes to win, and not only that, who has the attitude that I'm willing to try to do everything in my power. Yes, I hold other people accountable because I hold myself accountable to do as much in my will as possible to get these W's. LeBron James has no team concept. Let's go ahead and erase this today. The lies that have been told about this guy making his players better, well, if you made your players better, why do you need so many trades? Fanboys, that's another question for you guys. I know you don't have an answer, but you're usually loud again. Don't be quiet just because you got gentlemen swept. If you make your team better, it does not make sense that you need so many trades. And so, yeah, you know, this whole thing is totally ridiculous. Like I said, LeBron James and wherever he is just constantly, I don't even know what more to say. And at what point in LeBron's career is someone gonna stop acquiescing to his temper tantrums and say, look, LeBron, you've had multiple coaches. You've had probably more player trades in the history of the NBA as far as teammates. No, you're going to play with what you got. If you want to continue to play as a Laker, you are going to stay here and play with what you got right now. We're not making any trades. We're not getting another coach. Now, here's something ridiculous I heard. That JJ Redick was in the potential running to be the head coach. JJ Redick from the It's Just a Game podcast with LeBron James. It's just a game. Remember, people, it's just a game. It's just basketball. How would that even work? How would JJ Redick coaching LeBron James work? I'll tell you how to work. It'll work just how it was with Darvin Ham, except worse. It will be LeBron James coaching the Lakers to an ultimate failure. But fanboys, when is it enough? Let's talk to you guys. You guys have been awfully quiet. I'm disappointed in you guys. Again, when things are good, you know, when y'all were on the in-season tournament, you guys were yapping it up all in the comments. But now that the Lakers have been eliminated with the gentleman's sweep, you guys have been ridiculously quiet. I am disappointed. You can't talk only in the good times. If you're a true supporter of LeBron, get in my comments and defend him now. So, fanboys, what is the deal? Why? Someone explain it to me. Why can't LeBron James just get the right combination? Why can't he just ever find the right combination? Well, here we go. Let's get into this. First of all, for any younger people watching my channel, let me give you a piece of advice. Whatever you do in life, whatever you're trying to succeed at, the route to it is not going to be perfect. Ever. If you are waiting for the right circumstances at the right time, at the right place, you might as well just go ahead and not even try. What is going to get you there is understanding that it is never going to be perfect. So what do? You make yourself as perfect as possible. You fill in the flaws in yourself to overcome the obstacles that you may go through. LeBron James does not understand this. Partly because he's been coddled from such a young age. Again, he was driving a Hummer, in high school? He's been coddled since such a young age that he literally thinks that if he doesn't win, something else is to blame. Someone else is to blame. Fanboys, explain it to me. Explain it to me how in 21 years in the NBA, 21 years, choosing your team, choosing where you go, choosing players, but you never have the right combination. That fanboys, that can't even make sense to you guys. And if that makes sense to you guys, That explains why you are who you are and where you are. 21 years, never the right combination. If Michael Jordan had thought like that, he wouldn't be a 6-time champion. He wouldn't be 6-0 in the finals. If Kobe Bryant thought like that, he wouldn't be a 5-time champion. If Tim Duncan thought like that, he wouldn't be a 5-time champion. LeBron James has 4 championships as a result of stacking the deck in his favor. This is the only way he was able to accomplish that. And this doesn't seem suspicious to you fanboys. Like nothing was wrong with this picture to you guys. But anyway, we gonna hold up here. Like I said, this is just ridiculous. But you know, Darvin Ham should have a lot less stress in his life after this takes place. And I'm very curious to see who the Lakers are gonna get. Now, surely they don't think that the coach is gonna win them a championship in LeBron's, 1 or 2 years that he has left, maybe? Especially if they drafted Bronny James to the team. I mean, man, this NBA is just ridiculous. Like I'm trying to be able to be excited. Like I said, I'm a fan so far of Anthony Edwards. I really like Anthony Edwards a lot, but I really fear that a few years in this league, he will become like everybody else, kind of like what's happened to Giannis. You know, I used to be a Giannis fan, but Giannis is proving that, you know, one of my favorite quotes from Tupac is he said, I'm going to either have to change the world or be changed by the world. And when you are in the NBA surrounded by soft, crybaby, entitled culture, it is inevitable to rub off on you if you're not keeping your guards up about it. And but anyway, I could keep going on, but like I said, we're gonna hold up here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hey, fanboys, answer the question. How is it that your king just never has the right recipe? Here, let me go ahead and tell you guys why. Because there is no such thing as the perfect recipe. There is no such thing. You have to become the missing pieces. Again, it worked for Michael Jordan because Michael Jordan didn't have any weaknesses in his game. We can't say this about LeBron James. There is no perfect recipe. The recipe is you learn how to do with what you got. If LeBron James really wants to prove something, he needs to stand up for Darvin Ham and say, hey, if Darvin goes, I go too. But then that would require so much from LeBron James. Again, you know, the whole $1 million a year on your body thing. Who cares that you keep yourself in shape? I mean, that's great. But any sport, you know, you can do that. That is not a basketball specific thing. Again, longevity is not a basketball specific thing. Again, you waited too long to try to actually fill the holes in your game. To fill the holes in your worthless bag. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments about this whole Darvin Ham. Looks like that this is a definite thing that he's getting fired. Let me know what you guys think. Have you heard the rumors that JJ Redick may be in the running for it? What do you think about that? Because I think that's totally ridiculous. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. You all have a truly fantastic day. And I'll see you next time. All right.